Hello everybody, LegoBro here, and we're going to do a new series to replace the Tuesday time-lapse. And it won't be every Tuesday, but we'll see how often we can do it. So, by the world's name, you can see it's the command block crash course. And in this series, we'll be discovering what we can do with command blocks and finding different ways to use them. You need to use creative mode, and I use super flat world because that's relatively easy, and we're using the void preset. So we're going to go ahead and create the world. The first thing you notice, you get this giant platform in the void. Now that's kind of given with this preset, but the first thing we want to do is set it up so that we can only spawn in one spot. And let's do this spot just because you keep more chunks loaded all at once. It does I can't remember the area, but it does like an 8x8 or something area normally, but if you do it right at these coordinates, it does like a 9x9. So if I type /kill, it's going to throw me different places every time. Now the easiest way to do that, to fix this, is game rule, and you see all of these different things. The one we want is, I think it's spawn radius, yeah. And if we set that to 0, I think. Let's try 1. Yeah, we need 0. And now that it's 0, it will always summon you on this block whenever you get killed. Now that's pretty simple to do. And if you want, if you're making a map or something, you can put your pressure plate there that teleports them to a certain area. But this we can just leave. Now I don't like stone and cobblestone too much, so let's find something else. I never use sandstone hardly. Let's grab that. And does that look good with quartz stairs maybe? And we wouldn't do like a 3 wide. Trust me, this is just going to be the first episode. Yeah, let's do something like that. So we'll leave this area for now. And you want to do the command give @p command block. And that just gives you the basic impulse command block. So let's go +X because that's the easiest coordinate to go by. And let's set this down. Now that was nice and all, but I'm kind of lazy, you know. So let's find a way to do this a bit more efficiently. So what we can do is we can set coordinates, and let's say we can copy from here all the way over here and then do it 10 blocks in this direction, and then it'll make 10 more blocks of that path. Let's try to do that. So we could do this 2 different ways. We could always use these coordinates of this area, or we could use relative coordinates. Now for this, I'm going to use relative coordinates just because you can use it for more things. So what we can do is fill, and see this is the button right next to your 1 on the number pad, unless if you're using a different type of keyboard. And that just means relative to the command block. So 1 would be relative to the command block 1 block this way. If you don't have this, it's relative to the world. So it'd be somewhere over here. but we want relative to the command block, and it is 0 blocks this way if you want this coordinate, and it would be 1 block down. So the 0 blocks this way, 1 block down, and then 0 blocks this way. So we've got this coordinate. Then we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 blocks negative z, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 blocks negative x. So tilde, that's what it's called. Or actually, negative x would be first. And is that, I think that was negative 4. Yeah, this is negative z, negative x. And we want clone, not fill. Glad you caught that. And so I'm going to leave this like this at just right at the command block level, so we can also copy the command block, and then we can just keep running the same command later on down the line. So we want to copy this 10 blocks this way. So a tilde, 10, and then we want this to be negative, and this, I think, negative 4, because you always have to use the lowest coordinate. So this might actually just be 1. You always use the lowest coordinate. So since this is, if you looking at right here, 25, 3, 10, then we go this way. See how that number is getting bigger? You always use the number that's the lowest. That's just how the clone command works. It works relative to the lowest, wherever it places it, the bottom corner. So let's get some wool. I believe these are the 3 colors. Yeah. So you see my crosshair. You've got something that looks like this. Okay. And yeah, just like that. So this way is negative, this way is positive, this way is negative. So this corner of any structure right here would be the corner that you would refer to when cloning it. So if I want to clone here, like clone this structure right here to this area, and I'll remove the y because that doesn't matter. Clone this to here, you use the lowest coordinate. It's kind of hard to explain. Okay, so I think I've got this set up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Now, again, I'm kind of lazy, and I could just keep running around pressing buttons, but then I would have to break the command blocks. That's not very fun. So I'm going to give myself a chain command block, and you can also just use this and then click it on chain, and you always need you need always active for chain command blocks. Usually you can turn them on and off and do some really fancy stuff, but we'll get into that later. So we also want to do fill, so relative to the command block, and we want to go down 1 and at the level. So the first 3 is the first coordinate, and the last 3 are the second coordinate. And that, oh. And we also need air. Now this should work because at first it clones this, and then after it clones it, it runs and does the fill command. So oh, I know what happened. Oh, let's just do it here. Now we need the same command. But we also need to raise this. So instead of just being at the level of the command block, we need to raise that to one level above the command block. So it also registers this repeating, or the chain command block as well. So we can just do, and that's kind of funny because it copies the push button as well. Now what we can, this will be pretty fun if we want it to go on forever. And I don't think I would advise this, but we can change this to repeat, and it would, in theory, if I put redstone block next to it, it would go on forever, but it would leave redstone blocks behind. Now, I'll just do that for fun, you know? And it didn't. Must not register. Let's try this. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so it doesn't run on forever. It's kind of a good thing. So we'll just use I don't know. Yeah, that'll work. So now we've got this long pathway, and we've got plenty of room to work on separate fancy command block contraptions. And I'll tidy this all up off camera, because that's not fun. That's not what you came here to see, building. But we have all of this built in a fraction of the time as normally building it. Of course you could use the /fill commands, but again, it's not very fun finding the different values of the stair block. Now I think I'm gonna actually 10's probably pretty good actually. Now, another thing we should probably change, you can see all this ugly looking gray chat. Go ahead and do the command game roll, command block output, false. And that will change it so that it doesn't output different lines in the chat. So I think that's about it for this episode. I hope you found this pretty much getting started episode relatively useful. And we're going to take this series kind of slow and slowly ramp up and get more intelligent information being processed. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.